So you're thinking about moving to Dallas and you're thinking about buying a home in a state you don't even live in, especially like a big area like DFW. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the step-by-step process to buying a home here in Dallas from out of state, including how to pick the right area, what tools you need to use for your touring, if you wanna do it remotely, who needs to be on your team, and how to close with confidence from wherever you are. Plus, I'll be sharing some real insights from working with dozens of clients who have made the move here successfully. This is gonna sound crazy, but the first reason is to know your why. And this is actually one of the first questions I ask my clients when I talk to them. Why are you moving to Dallas? Why are you not just staying where you are? Why are you buying versus renting? And this question is very important for me to know because I wanna know if you're moving here for family, if you're moving here for work, or if you're moving just because you need a fresh start. This really helps frame how we go about finding your new home. So the things you have to ask yourself, of course, is, are you relocating for work? Are you relocating for the lifestyle? Are you looking for an investment property? Are you buying a second home? Again, all these things are very important on how you go about your move. If you're relocating, you want to focus on the proximity to work or major highways if you have to go into the office. So where are you gonna live based on where your office is located, and paying attention to highways like Highway 75, 635, or even the tollway. Some of the popular commuter-friendly suburbs include Plano, Richardson, Las Colinas, and Frisco. If you're investing here in Dallas, you want to look at the high-end rental demand neighborhoods like Oak Cliff, Garland, or the Colony, where price points are lower and the rental demand is still pretty strong. If this is gonna be your second home, you want to consider areas like Lake Highlands or Lakewood or even Rockwall that kind of offers both a little charm as well as space. So if you're not clear on your why, it will definitely make the process feel a little overwhelming, especially here in Dallas, where you can find everything you're looking for, from modern downtown condos to huge master plan communities. So understanding your reason why for moving to the area is very important. So the number 2 step to making this a little bit smoother is finding the right market. One of the things I always ask my clients when I'm speaking to them on our free consultation call is, where are you want to live? Sometimes my clients know exactly where they want to go based on conversations with family or work, and sometimes my clients are very, very open. And being open can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on your situation. So Dallas is massive. You're not just choosing a city, you are choosing from over 200 plus suburbs and micro cities. When you're doing your research on which area, part of town you want to live in, it could be Dallas, it could be Fort Worth, you want to consider the following. The first one being job growth. Dallas is a major hub for finance, tech, healthcare, and logistics. It has major employers in it, including Toyota, State Farm, AT&T, and this drives strong job growth and buyer demand, especially in areas like Frisco, Irving, and Plano. When you're doing your research, you also want to consider the cost of living. Texas has no state income tax, which attracts a lot of buyers moving to the area, but our property taxes are higher, around 2.2 to 2.6%, depending on the county that you live in. Collin and Denton counties, for example, have newer homes, but slightly higher taxes. If you're doing your research, you also want to consider the school ratings if you have kiddos. Even if you don't have kids, this is also great to think about from a resale value perspective. You want to check out Frisco ISD, Curl ISD, which is in South Lake, and Highland Park ISD, all top-rated schools, but you'll pay a premium for living in those districts, of course. When you're doing your research, you also want to be aware of appreciation trends. So hot areas for appreciation in 2024 and 2025 include cities like Salina and Prosper. They have a lot of new development and infrastructure. East Dallas is going to be really great for appreciation values. There's a lot of revitalization and redevelopment going on in that area. And then North Fort Worth and Aubrey also have really great appreciation values. They're affordable areas as well. So when you're doing your research, you don't want to just consider what's popular now, but you also want to look at what's next. So I help my my clients kind of find the sweet spot between established and up and coming areas where there's still a little bit of value, especially for some of those cities where we can get into a new construction community where we're in phase 1 or 2. Those are always good bets for appreciation. So step 3 for making your move to DFW a little bit easier is going to be building your local team. Having a team is very important for helping this move be simple and smooth for you. You can't do this by yourself. Actually, if you can, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear. But the first thing you want to do is hire a great real estate agent and professional. Hi, that's me. I'm right here. I am your local relocation expert, and I help a lot of buyers and sellers move and relocate throughout the DFW area. The second person you need on your team is a local lender. You can work with any lender that you want, let's just be clear. But sometimes working with a local lender, they have a lot of local partnerships and they understand the local market just a little bit better. Many lenders don't understand Texas contracts, our appraisal value waiver culture, and how to calculate our property taxes. So you want to make sure you're working with someone who is knowledgeable with the area so they can give you the best advice for your loan. Of course, I have a network of lenders that I trust and I work with and who help me assist my out-of-state buyers all the time. The other person that's going to be important on your team is a good inspector. Here in Texas, our inspections are very critical and important. The homes can experience a lot of different things. We're talking foundation shifts on our expensive clay soil, roof damage from the hail that we have. And so an experienced local inspector is going to be non-negotiable and super important. So if you're thinking about investing in the area, you may want to decide to hire a property manager. If you are buying to rent or you won't be local right away, having someone to kind of manage your tenant or your home, as well as any repairs, is going to be huge. Having this trusted team is going to be important because you're not going to be physically here all the time. I often act as the eyes and ears for my clients, sending them detailed videos, walking the neighborhoods, or even checking out noise levels based on areas that they want to consider. Step 4 to making your move to Dallas a little bit easier is to make sure that you're exploring and utilizing the virtual tools that we have available to us, especially for those of you who are not going to be able to fly in for every single showing. You want to make sure that you have access to custom video tours, and I also do these for my clients, especially for neighborhoods and areas that they're thinking about moving in. And I don't just show the house, I like to show the streets, the neighbors, the noise, the neighborhood amenities, etc. Also, when you're looking online, you want to make sure that you can find listings that have interactive floor plans and 3D tours. Many of the listings now offer these types of things where you can see a virtual walkthrough, and having that ability to kind of walk through a home and fill it out is really important when you're buying remotely. This is 2025, right? So almost everything is electronic now. So when it comes to closing or processing paperwork, all of that can be done e-signature, no problem at all. We are definitely not doing real estate like we were 30 years ago where everything was done on paper. So this makes, for those of you who are moving to a new area, when it comes to paperwork, super simple. But I want to give a caveat. So even though we live in a very digital age and a lot of things are done electronically, I want to make sure you know about potential wire fraud that can happen when buying a home remotely. Texas is unfortunately a hotspot for real estate wire fraud. So please make sure you are in really tight communication with your realtor, your lender, and the title company to ensure that you are not a victim of wire fraud. So step 5 to buying the home is just making sure you have smooth closing process and procedures. So a lot of my out-of-state buyers will sign remotely. Some of them will fly in for their closing. It really just depends on your situation. Here in Texas, for closing, you're going to need, of course, earnest money, which is usually around 1% of the purchase price of your home. You're also going to be responsible for signing your closing docs. You can do this via mail, you can do it virtually, or even with a mobile notary if you are overseas or you just can't attend at all, or if you're using a power of attorney for signing. So from a timing perspective, I wanted to make sure I talk about this because this can be different if you purchased a home in other states before, but Dallas tends to close pretty fast. Cash deals can close anywhere between 7 and 14 days, and finance deals typically take about 30 days. So you want to make sure that you're ready and you're ready to move quickly, especially in some of the more competitive areas. Before you sign though, you want to make sure that you've conducted a final walkthrough or final checks. This process does look a bit different if you're buying new construction versus resale, but if you're not here locally, I personally do the final walkthrough for my clients to make sure that they're signing on that home with confidence. So buying a home from out of state isn't just doable, it actually can be done smart and strategic, especially with the right tool and the right plan. The key is knowing what to expect, who to trust, and having a plan that is tailored to you. If you're thinking about making a move to Dallas, I'll love to help you build the right strategy that works for you. Whether you're ready now or you're gonna move in the next year or so, it doesn't matter. I'll be happy to help. You can please click on the link that's in my description box. You can book a free consultation call so we can discuss your goals, your time frame, and the areas that are gonna make sense for you. Also, if you want a free copy of my out-of-state buyer checklist for moving to Dallas, you can click on the link for that below as well. It covers everything we talked about today in this video, as well as a few things that I didn't have time to cover. I'm Dee Walton, and I am so glad you were here for me in this video. I'll see you in the next one.